Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Monday. Now I should grab my microphone here. Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Monday. It's a glorious Monday. It's Monday the 13th, Monday, June 13th. Maybe it should be Friday, June 13th. Oh, wait. One sec. Sorry about that. I heard myself. Sorry to be starting off a little bit slow. It's quite an interesting morning. So once again, welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Monday, June 13th, 2022. It's 8:08 a.m. here in the Arizona desert, and the big markets are open. Quite an interesting morning. It's not great, but it's not quite as apocalyptic as some are making it out to be. Let's check out what's going on. We're going to rock through a bunch of things, look at the charts, and get out of here because today is so volatile. It will probably change while I'm doing this. So, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there as always. A great place to be right now is blockchain education. It's linked to over at bitcoindailyview.com and in the show notes here. Right now, we're working on chatting here. How are we going to make money? There's automated trading and such. So no matter what, we make money. Come join the team. You'll be glad you did. Like to see you there. This is an interview here between Bob Kudla and David Dubine about dangers and opportunities for the remainder of 2022. This is part 1 of 2. Part 2 is out right now. I'm going to put this in the live chat. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you're into traditional markets, but doesn't matter. They touch on crypto too, and basically the big, universal sphere of all that's going on. I'm going to put this in the live chat also. This is Crypto Crash. Here's why. This is from earlier this morning. This is Crypto Lark, and actually I know Crypto Lark, and I interviewed him over on my other channel, Radiant Creators, a couple years ago. An altruistic fellow. He's not a clickbaiter, so he's more of a niche, I think, as far as crypto YouTubers. And he puts out some serious, sane truth about the dump this morning, which is not that catastrophic if we think about it. Looking at the overall world market, everything's going to crap. Bitcoin's holding out pretty strong. It was holding out over the weekend, but it kind of gave up this morning. Got a crypto market kind of dump happening. But if you are a crypto person, you've been doing it for a while, I mean, this ain't nothing. This happens with us, consumer. Well, with the inflation up like 8.6% last month. That didn't help much. This Wednesday, we have possible interest rate hike. Most likely will happen. If it's 50, that's kind of okay. If it's more, it's not so great. This is just a volatile time. We printed so much money. We have a proxy war, globalists versus the new sun rising in the east over there. In the Ukraine, we have idiots running the collective West and the governments. I mean, basically, the world's not being managed, and it's for World Economic Forum Great Reset reasons, and of course because most Western leaders are idiots, and that's just kind of how it is. So we're reaping what we sowed, Anyway, stocks open with 5th largest sell program in history. Bonds, Bitcoin, and bullion all battered. Ain't no kidding. We'll look a little bit closer at that as we go along. I'm not going to turn my ad blocker off for you, CNBC, but you can probably see this here. But Binance pauses Bitcoin withdrawals due to stuck transaction as crypto sell-off deepens. I wouldn't make that much out of that. Also, Celsius, of course, did stop withdrawals and swapping. A lot of people are like, it's the end. People really, it's amazing. With a global market kind of dump this morning, and of course a crypto market dump, it would make sense that big exchanges and small exchanges, and of course Celsius would just basically stop transfers and withdrawals. It makes sense. And actually Celsius, where I do have money, did actually pay me my interest this morning, even with what's going on. I've been following the news there, and Celsius will be back online before long for withdrawals, and so will Binance. It is amazing to see all the little vindictive chatter online about it's the end. Look at this. What is with people? Anyway, it ain't the end, folks. Anyway, it's like just in a lot has been liquidated from cryptocurrency market in the last 24 hours. It certainly has. This is kind of interesting here. We're going to look at this a little bit closer, and I'm kind of with this guy here, Crypto Rover, good person to follow on Twitter. What I might just do right here is I'm going to copy this guy here, put this in the live chat also. You might want to follow this character. He's a smart guy. I think you might like him. And he makes a great point here about the 200 weekly moving average for Bitcoin. Now, if we plummet below that, yeah, that's a bad day. We are definitely in some volatile waters. There ain't no top and there ain't no bottom. Anything can happen. But the people who tell you that they know we're, you know, that we're going to head to the top or the bottom with certainty are just kind of ass clowny. So anyway, this is a volatile time. Gird your loins. I hope you were somehow hedged and ready for this, or if not, well, welcome to crypto. This happens. Looking at the Dow is down 2.69%. That's pretty tragic. NASDAQ down 4.33%. That is tragic. S&P 500 down 3.62%. That is rather awful. That is a serious morning dump. We'll look at the charts for that to check it out a little bit closer. You can see they open with gaps. It's wretched. Here's the S&P 500. I don't think I've ever quite seen it this bad. So anyway, I mean, we got some serious wreckage this morning. Now looking at this is a U.S. oil spot on the way down this morning, breaking the 20 WMA, only at $115 a barrel. There you go. Top middle here. Dollar strength index, the DXY, is pumping once again today, and I can't explain why, but somewhere there is a correlation to hopelessness and evil winning when this thing is pumping. When DXY is dumping, the world seems to be always getting better. When it's pumping, it seems to be getting worse, not only spiritually but intellectually, physically. I don't know. It's a shame. I'm American. I love my dollar. I don't want to see the dollar strength index go to zero or anything like that. But dang, when it pumps, it's never a good day for, I don't know, humanity, for natural organic humans that want to live and love. And, DXY pumping seems to always be like the World Economic Forum is getting what they want. Like Klaus Schwab is like, fat, Anyway, S&P 500 on the one day, as you can see, open with a gap. So like Thursday, Friday, we had a weekend off. Now, boom, we've been opening with gaps. The thing about the S&P 500 right now is it's under 4,000. That is really not too groovy. That's a pretty darn abrupt dump. Let's look at the Dow just to get a little good view here. Dow open with a gap under the 200 moving average. That's really kind of darn wretched. Dow Jones Industrial. Let's look at that. Look at Dow Jones Industrial. I'm looking at it here. That's just pretty damn terrible. Okay, let's look at the Russell 2000. Look at the little guys here. How are they doing? Oh my gosh. So anyway, big important indices are just getting hammered this morning. So if the crypto market is down, well, it's because the entire world is disintegrating. So don't worry about it. The crypto market in general, compared to many of the traditional stocks and just basically world harmony right now and a future for humanity, Bitcoin's not doing too bad, really. Neither is crypto. Maybe the alts are getting hammered pretty bad, but that's just the nature of alts. Anyway, looking at the U.S. Tech 100, open with the gap, dumping hard. Take that, Facebook. And looking at gold right now. Gold, as you can see, big red candle on the daily. It's below the 100 and the 314 moving average. Looking at silver, it's been below the 200 and the 314. It just broke below the 20 WMA and it's dumping. So basically, one of the things that this tells me is you got the dollar strength index pumping, which means overall the world is becoming a darker place, and you have gold and silver are dumping. So when the market is truly panicked, it goes to cash, because even though we're going through hyperinflation at the moment, at least cash has some lack of validity, some certainty there. And right now the dollar strength index is on the way up. So really, to see gold and silver dumping so hard and the big indices dumping so hard, the dollar pumping, means that the market to me is just terrified, and it's going to a safe place, which is called the dollar. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly, 10 billion today. That is incredible volume, but it's all about what's happening. Is that sell or is that buy? So let's look over here at cryptometer.io. Okay, right now we're at 47% buy and 52% sell. This is an important one to look at. I will actually take this site and put it in the live chat right now. I definitely would expect in time for this to turn around. This is looking at all the big exchanges. Okay, so basically right now we got more sell than buy, but really 47% buy, 52% sell. That isn't that well. I mean, yeah, it's more sell than buy, but we have a lot of volume. This is very, very interesting. So I have not looked at the order books or examined this kind of on chain too deeply. I'm just going to look at it from this perspective right now because there's so much volatility. We have a lot of Bitcoin trading volume explicitly. We definitely have more sell than buy, but it's not incredibly weighted towards the sell side. And Bitcoin does seem to have stopped its outright plummet, maybe, hopefully. And now if we look at Bitcoin right now in the top 100, Bitcoin's coming in at 22,819, which is, are we back in like 2018 now? Oh my gosh, this is terrible. So anyway, looking at the top 100, total utter wreckage. So there's a Nathan in the green. Okay, looking at this is interesting to me here. Looking at the spot trading pairs on the big exchanges. Here's the deal. As you can see, volume 7-day graph. You can see this is moving up. I like seeing that. Definitely an abrupt increase in volume, but check it out. Look at all this green, 114% up on Binance, KuCoin 106%. Where is let's see, Bittrex 89%, FTX 255%. I heard that allegedly, I heard Celsius was getting a loan from them or something like that, doing something. Maybe that's why it's up so much. I say KuCoin 106%, Coinbase up 110%, FTX definitely up 159%. So if you look, we have Bitstamp. I've never really used that exchange, but up 218%. I know it's one of the big ones. Gemini up 167%, Gate.io 87%. So really, we have massive uptick in volume. That's kind of exciting. So ultimately, even MEXC, this little exchange, which is kind of cute. I use this for some of the odd coins, up 158%. People are definitely buying the shit coins right now at new lows if MEXC is cranking. Bless you, MEXC. And I root for all you people buying the serious shit coins, which you can find on MEXC. And if you don't have a MEXC account, maybe go do so. Well, not financial advice, but good day to pick up some Poly Doge at absolutely rock bottom prices. Anyway, this is glorious. So we're seeing a serious uptick in the market. Yeah, we have a serious dump, but it isn't like it's totally negative. Trading is happening. We've definitely got spot trading happening. Is it people panic selling? I can't really see, but I like to seeing this volume. It makes me happy. Derivatives, okay, on Binance right now, we're at, geez, this is insane, okay? This one blows my mind, all right? So we're up 113% on derivatives, basically longs and shorts with leverage. Usually like 12 or 16 or even 20 billion would be a really big day. We are at 122 billion, so 123 billion, basically, if we round that up on Binance. Are those longs or shorts? Man, wow, that's pretty crazy. Let's take a closer look at that in 1 second. I'm going to actually take a break here while we're doing this. I'm going to go over to a little chart and let this fill up while we go along. Let this guy aggregate. We'll put it over here at the end so we do not forget it. And let's keep rolling. Sorry, I'm moving kind of slow, but I'm sort of, exploring all this along with y'all. So, now here's the deal. That one of the things that that I've been looking at here is this is a fib sequence that I made. This is a weekly chart, okay? And this fib sequence goes way back to like March of 2020, okay? Had that beautiful run up, we kind of have this double top here. And, some would even say, I've heard like wild, ideas of this being kind of like a head and shoulders and we just failed and it's over. Anyway, but I don't think it's quite that bad. Here, looking at this on the weekly chart, I do think this actually sticks very well. I think the 618 golden pocket has definitely been in play before. And we were hanging out there. It looked like we were going to get a bounce off that for a while. Looked like we might get a bounce within it for a while, but we have certainly not. Now we're below the 618 golden pocket. This fib sequence to me has really been pretty sticky. It seems pretty valid. I do like it. Now we are at the 200 moving average on the weekly. So the weekly 200 moving average. What I'm going to do, and I'm just going to, sorry to hold things up here for a second, but I am going to actually put this here crossing 200. Yeah, I want to know if we cross the 200 moving average today, because if we wick under it, that's one thing, but if we actually do go below it, It would not surprise me if we actually did hit the 786 fib level, which definitely does have, as you can see here, previous support and resistance in the chart. I wonder if we might hit that 18,000. So that's basically 17,869. I'm going to put I have not done it yet today, but because you know what? You might just pick a wick up, or you might just pick that buy up while it plummets right past it. But I'm going to put a position in at like 18,000, like 200, maybe even like 19,000, like 18.5, maybe like 19,000, like 18,750, like 18,500. Some really low bids, like limit orders right down to the 17,896, 869. Just put some in there because there's a possibility I could see a wick hit that, and wouldn't that be a glorious wick to catch? Now, of course, maybe it plummets right past it, but at that point, then it's time that we all then it's over. So I mean, if it does plummet past that, then just okay, well, whatever. I'm a little bit more wrecked than I already am. Whatever. Definitely, I'm hedged out the cash, so I'm not too worried about it. I would just it just wouldn't be good. But I really think that there's an incredible opportunity for some wick buys there if you are crazy enough to go for it. I'm not, that's pure speculative trading, and maybe not that intelligent, but sometimes it works out. The same fib sequence, looking at a 4-hour chart, as you can see, we've definitely plummeted below the 618 golden pocket. And if you look at this smaller time frame, you can kind of see here that we do have previous support right where we are, right around this 2300 level. So we are at a very possible bounce location. Certainly could happen. Okay, looking at the 5-minute chart here, if I pull some more in here so you guys can see, this is the see, can you see it here? Yeah, so this is the range that I've been watching for. Let me actually go to 45 minutes so you guys can see. For quite a while, we kind of been playing this little range that I've been watching here, and then looking at the big picture. This is the this colored area down here is the 618 golden pocket. As you can see here, that's the 618 golden pocket, and then here's the support level right below it at like 23,000. So there's the range we were playing for a while. We broke below that. Broke below the 618 golden pocket. Now we're trying to find support at a possible location. On the 45-minute chart, we're able to 200 moving average and the 314 moving average. We're really pushing the bottom of that RSI cave. And looking at the indicators, we are pretty much, we're kind of getting some upwards movement, maybe beginning on the KRI, stochastic RSI is showing possibly oversold finally. And of course, lazy bar oscillator is definitely showing oversold. So we're getting a turn up here on the squeeze indicator. There is a slight upwards momentum. You might say like a bearish, a bullish divergence here on the directional index. So anyway, let's see how this goes. Maybe we'll see a bit of a turnaround here. Really, when we get into these kind of moments, I just kind of gird my loins, and if I have a plan, I stick with it. I'm just going to put some super low limit orders in case we get a wick down there. Looking at this 5-minute chart, it does look like where we do have support around 2300. We're starting to see a little bit of a bounce there. We're starting to see a turn up on the stochastic RSI. Wave to outside of our lazy bear is showing that. Maybe we're seeing some, turn up. We're gradually seeing, possibly we're seeing the directional index move towards a positive. Well, maybe not really. No, we're not. Anyway, guys, we're in no man's land. Maybe we're going to see some traction here. Really, you got to just kind of let it be sometimes. I don't see any good plays right now, though people are making them. And once again, I'm going to throw out blockchain education. Robert over here, he is nonstop kicking out charts of things that are actually moving up or shorts that could be made. He just put out, one USDT, Woo USDT, and People USDT. So though, and Gala USDT. So I'm kind of giving away some trade secrets here over at Blockchain Education. But we're all in this together today. So there's some tips, right? You might want to put those in the trading view and check those out and see how they're looking. So people are making money. Some things are going to react the opposite, okay, of how everything is going. Now, once again, This is one that Robert kicked out earlier this morning. This is front BTC. Look at this. It's kind of getting bursty. It's still sideways. I would not quite get in on this one, but it does have a green directional index. ADX is not in a bad spot. Squeeze indicator is turning around. KRI is in the green. Stochastic RSI kind of shows overbought, but Western Oscillator definitely has some room to move up. Interesting chart. I'm not going to make a move on this yet, but I'm just kind of showing it to you because things are staying sideways or moving against what's going on. This is a crazy market. Let's just check some of these out here, and that look particularly promising. I like this one. This was Woo.USDT. I'm just going to show you his chart. Okay, we're breaking a previous ceiling. Woo versus Tether. Oh, it's perpetual futures though. Okay, Woo versus Tether. Let me actually see if I can chart that one here. Woo, USDT. It's on Binance. It's on KuCoin, Bybit, Gate.io, CoinX. So you should be able to play this on an exchange near you. Looking at the 45-minute chart. Okay, I think he's looking at futures. Anyway, guys, I may have just confused everybody. Was that futures? I see the chart as well as Woo USDT. Woo USDT just broke key level. So I'm showing you guys, this is the kind of thing I look at all day. Woo, okay, perpetual, okay, that's how he's doing it. I think he's looking at the 15-minute chart. Yeah, there we go. So here you go. Woo versus Tether on Binance, and you can play this in many, many locations. An exchange near you, this chart's not looking bad. If it actually, okay, so we've given a lot back recently, obviously. This thing's been on a downtrend, looking at the 15-minute chart for sure. So we've given a lot back. We're starting to move towards the top of that RSI cave and also getting ready to challenge that 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart. So you get a strong break above. Also, it could be a break above the 200 and the 314, getting a blue diamond merit badge, as I call them, if it breaks through between like 1 and 3 candles, I think it is. Anyway, this is just one to look. And looking at these indicators here, ADX is turning up, directional index is in the green, squeeze indicator is turning up. Binary candles are just not looking too hot yet. KRI is moving up. Stochastic RSI is moving up. Wait, not set by Lazy Bear is moving up. Not a bad chart. Crazy market, but this guy might outpace the market on the way back up. Watch for a strong cross above. I'm going to right now. I'm not going to do so much the 200 moving average, but I'm going to say, show me this if it crosses the 314. And I know we're really in business. Maybe I'll start looking at this, especially in different time frames. This could be a play. There's always money to be made, and it's days like this where I will really mention blockchain education. It's a place to hang out, get in, and possibly make some money, because many of us have a portfolio which is slightly down right now, but also we're in a moment where you really have incredible opportunities to make money. So trust me, you may be able to gain back more than you lost. If we look here, these are 10-second candles. I love looking at this. This is like the whales buying and selling. You can definitely see longs have been wrecked and shorts have been wrecked. You can see crazy volume spikes for both buy and sell. This is a crazy morning. Volatility is extreme. I'm watching, look, a $5.3 million buy. I'm sorry, $5.3 million buy, $1 million buy, $725 million buy. I'm going to put this in the chat. I'll tell you what, if you watch this thing, you'll start to get a feel. You can kind of feel what the whales are doing, and they are a great place to look at what's going on. I oftentimes have really gotten into good trades, especially with Bitcoin, where I have hopped in and out at good times, and I'm kind of doing like range trading based on this. You'll get a feel for what's going on, and I tell you, you'll start to just you can kind of see what you can kind of almost like see the plays that the whales are doing, because they're on a conference call, and if you guys know that number, hook me up. I'm totally cool. I will join that call. Anyway, guys, it's happening over blockchain education. Definitely the S&P 500. How's FinViz looking here? Any hope yet? No. Well, they're starting to turn up. Dow's starting to turn up. NASDAQ is. S&P 500 is. Looking at Bitcoin on very, very short time frames, like the 5-minute chart. Maybe we're seeing a turn up there too. This doesn't look too bad. So it's a crazy morning. I hope your portfolio is not too wrecked. I really don't think this is the end. I think many were expecting a bit of a dump, and definitely well, of course, the traditional market has gone potty for a lot of different reasons, but still, we got to keep above this 200 moving average on the weekly. If we do, that's great. If we get below it, well, have some buy orders in if you have any dry powder. 1900, 1875. 1850. Try to get some of those sweet buy orders because that wick probably will not last for long. Not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. Or if we break below this 200 weekly moving average, hey, if you're a shorter, get that 10x ready. Not financial advice. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyway, guys, however you might so desire to play it, do so. So we're watching. It's kind of what we're all doing this morning. We're watching Twitter. We're seeing what's going on. This is going to be a wild ride. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of resolution better than sideways and a slight uptrend really until maybe after Wednesday, and we see what happens with the interest rates. If those get a big rise, I will probably even though it's against my general character and the way I do things, I will probably have a leverage short in if that actually ends up being like 0.75 rather than 0.50, because we're just going to dump harder. But anyway, guys, we're in it together. I will see you, tomorrow or maybe today if anything incredible happens. So anyway, guys, like I say, we're in together. This is a volatile time. Maybe this is the one last little thing is I think worst case scenario I really do think so is that around an $18,000 wick could be a possibility with a dumping market. That's just call it intuition, call it this fib, which has kind of worked for quite a while. If we go below that, we're definitely in super bear territory, and that sucks. But well, for the moment, I'm going to be optimistic. I more think, worst cases, we see a wick down there than we actually see a dump past it. So with that said, Bitcoin truth seekers, remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist cries. And that would be good because a lot of them are sort of laughing right now. Okay, take care.